Hello, everyone. This is Annie from Eagle Eyes. Forgive my voice because I'm just getting over a fever with a major allergy attack, so I will try to raise the volume as loud as I can. And my question to you today is, have you ever thought about the education you received, whether it's in high school, college, or higher education? Um, I never went to an Ivy League school, so I don't know how different the education is in an Ivy League school versus just a regular college and regular high school. But what I've come to realize by my own further education and being self educated and continued education out of the school system is that I realized that the school system, namely the government, even our history books have not told us the full stories of history. And we have been basically trained, manipulated, and taught just how to be a good little school girl or boy, a good little soldier, a good little worker, and once we get into college, we are told that we should sign up for credit cards and get ourselves into debt and spend more than we have or spend what we don't have. And so all these little manipulation tactics, I believe that it started all with the government, with the school system, with the limited historical information that were basically called education in school. We are just basically trained and taught how to get good grades and be a good soldier and be a good student and to go to a good college, and not necessarily an Ivy League college, but just go to college, get into college and get good grades and get a good job with a nice company and maybe a decent pay, whatever that means. And so we're not really taught how to really be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially successful and free, and to have free thinking. And most of individual talents, like people may have talents that are not being encouraged or developed or supported. And I also say that a lot of times our parents may be at fault sometimes for not encouraging individual talents and interests and abilities, because not everyone is meant to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant. And so, if everyone was a doctor, that would be absolutely crazy, or a lawyer or accountants. We must have a variety and an enriched fullness of talents and abilities and success. And of course, we need our doctors, and even doctors today have limited knowledge and are basically selling you drugs and unnecessary uh, I would say medical treatments and force feeding you drugs and maybe even unnecessary surgeries. The whole medical system. I feel like our society is so corrupt today that we have to educate ourselves and we have to use our basic common sense. And with that basic common sense, seek the knowledge of more enlightened and higher knowledge and better knowledge, and knowledge that will help us to take us to a higher place, maybe mental, emotional, spiritual, financial freedom, success, all of the things that we were not taught in school, whether that's high school or college or higher learning and education. And what I've come to realize that the most important things in life, like learning how to really survive once you graduate college, once you become an adult and become responsible for yourself in the real world, how to have financial success and freedom and independence, and how to become a successful entrepreneur, how to save, how to invest, um, how to be more of a moral characteristic uh, persona and all the really important things in life that are really important as an adult, not really taught once you get out into the real world, into college, into higher learning. And I believe that the education system, whether that's high school or college, I believe that it is very useful in the basic reading, writing, math, and some history. I believe that that is most of the useful knowledge that is being taught in the school system, and even in some higher education, even in colleges, is really just basic reading, writing, math, literature, and some history, because a lot is missing. A lot of essential and very important information for leading a healthy, a happy, successful, financially successful, and free and independent life. A lot of that kind of information is not being taught in school, and a lot more needs to be taught and needs to be included in the education system. A lot more of encouraging people's individual talents and abilities, and not every parent or the traditional parents who always just think about their children becoming a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant, and think wider, think larger, think more possibilities. If your child has a talent or a skill or an ability that is not just going to medical school or being a lawyer, we have enough lawyers and doctors, and we have, I must say, actually, we have a lot of bad doctors and lawyers. So I guess we do need some good lawyers and some good doctors. But not everyone, that would be kind of crazy if most people were doctors and lawyers and accountants. But we do need good lawyers, doctors, and accountants. But we also need to encourage and bless and cherish other talents and abilities as well. And that starts in the home with parents, to have an open mind and open heart and see beyond just the little circle and see what is out there in the bigger world and the bigger scheme and realm of things, and see what can be more possibilities that can open up for your child and for the life of you and your children. And so, my question to anyone who is listening and tuning in to my channel today is, have have you really thought about how you may have been manipulated by the school system, by society? Have you bought into the idea that, you know, doctors are the be all end all, pushing drugs in us, and maybe sometimes unnecessary um, treatments or surgeries, or, when there is natural cures and remedies out there we don't even know that exists yet, when a lot of our health and well-being and any kind of success, whether that's health, whether that's financial, whether that's career, ultimately lies within the power of our own minds, our hearts, our spirits, our souls, within our being, and being aligned with a higher power that is God. So, a lot of the power lies within our own mind, hearts, and souls. If we can dig deep into our minds and our hearts, our souls, and align ourselves with God and change the way we think, the way we see ourselves, the way we see society, and continue to enrich and lighten ourselves with um, unlimited information that is out there besides what is being fed by us in the school system, limited knowledge, limited enlightened wisdom and intelligence that is out there, that you may have to do the research yourself, unfortunately. And of course, always align yourself with the higher power that is God, and you can never go wrong. Always, always, always seek the higher power and align yourself And there is a lot of power within your own mind, your own thinking, your own heart, your own spirit. You just have to be quiet and sit and think and align yourself and seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be open unto you. And my message to you today is to make sure that you are not being manipulated in any way by information, by medical treatment, by education, by any kind of resource or old, outdated, trained thinking or historical um, information or any kind of old thinking that is just use your basic common sense and say to yourself, is this all there is, or is there more? There is always more. There's always more information. But the pharmaceutical companies, the doctors, the FDA, they're all working together, and the bottom line is for profits and money. And we must understand, and we must know, and we must educate, and we must enlighten ourselves a lot wider and bigger of the knowledge and the wisdom that's out there. And I want to mention that I don't know how many people have heard of the book As a Man Thinketh. And I was listening to the audio book As a Man Thinketh over and over, several times, many times over. And I must say that I wish I heard of this book and I listened to the audio a long time ago. Just put it this way. I wish I heard about the book As a Man Thinketh, Think and Grow Rich a long time ago, when I could have changed my perspective on myself, my life, the world, and just change my thinking for good. But it doesn't matter how old you are, where you are in your life, mental, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in the deepest hole, the deepest, darkest hole in your life. I don't care where you are in your life. As long as there is a living God, as long as you're willing to change your thinking, change your thoughts, change your perceptions, change the way you look at yourself, society, things will change and you will be opened up to a whole new world of information, wisdom, and enlightenment that will definitely change your life forever. So, this is my message to you today. Now, if any of this has been helpful to you, or you think it could be helpful to anyone else at all, please like and subscribe to my channel and make any comments that you wish to make below. Any kind of constructive criticism, any kind of comment you think that would be helpful. But I must say that as long as there's a God, there's a way, and always open up to more information, to more options that there is always out there. Enrich yourself, enlighten yourself, continue to educate yourself. And if you haven't heard of As a Man Thinketh, go find the book, or you could get the audio online on YouTube. I thank you. All the best. Again, this is Annie from Eagle Eyes, formerly known as Life Classroom. I wish you all the best, and with love and peace and contentment and joy and enrichment from mine to yours. Until next time. If this message was in any way helpful to you at all, please like and subscribe and make any comments below. Forgive me for my voice because I am getting over a fever and a flu and a very bad throat infection. So until next time, this is Annie from Eagle Eyes. Thank you.